Legendary high school football coach Bob Johnson has retired from coaching football. He's the winningest football coach in Orange County history. 345 total wins, 17 league titles, 8 section titles, and 1 state title. I have known Coach Bob Johnson since 1986 and have covered his El Toro and Mission Viejo teams on many Friday nights. 2 days before he packed his belongings, I sat down with him in his football office at Mission Viejo High School. It was a candid, unscripted conversation, one that I know you'll enjoy. I'm Paul Higgins, and my conversation with legendary Coach Bob Johnson starts right now. Coach, first of all, I got to say congratulations. I first started covering you, and I'll date myself here, back when Brett was playing at El Toro in 1986.
I remember.
When you look at what you've done in all those years, even before I started covering you, why now? Why retire now?
I don't know what hit me, because it hit me about 4th or 5th game of the year. We were very, very good again, and it just hit me that somebody else needs to do this. I didn't lose any of the pizzazz, and I still have got it, I think, but it was just time. And there's a lot of the who we had to play next. There's a lot of things that is a big-time story, with me anyway, about the private schools, and we have to play them, because I'm too competitive to do that with the teams we get.
So you were a quarterback, and you've turned out some pretty darn good quarterbacks. What's the secret sauce here?
I taught them everything they know. You know, I don't know, my 2 sons obviously had great careers and all those things, but it goes on and on with the other guys.
Right.
I would not want to start on them because I'll miss one, but
Right.
but you know who they are, Mark and the boys, and
Yeah.
And a lot of other contacts with a lot of them that they didn't play for me, but I coached them along the way. Carson just called me the other day, and those kind of guys are beautiful guys, and have a lot of respect for them. And
Yeah, you and Carson retired the same year.
he made that note.
Yeah. You know, before I thought about this interview for about 2 months when I learned that you were retiring. And I thought about where I wanted to do it. And it came to me, I wanted to do it here, because this is where it happens. The other day when I walked in the door behind me, and sitting here, you know, Michigan, Jim Harbaugh talking to you. You have an extraordinary relationship with other coaches in college, in the professional football league. What made you stay in high school?
It's just me. The travel that they have to do. I enjoyed the high school kids, and I knew there was a challenge there every once in a while. I had thought about it, but it was a no all the time when I thought about it. I'm happy with what I do. I love the high school kids. They're just terrific, and not that the others aren't, all the way up to pros. But you only live once, and I just wanted to go one time and all the way through, and I really enjoyed it. And your program was awesome to everybody all the way through, and I really appreciate you for that.
Well, you're always complimentary, so I appreciate that. If you were to go to the next step, would it have been USC?
With Rob there or without Rob there, you mean? Yeah, everybody ties things together, but
because you graduated from USC, right? Is
no,
that,
I'm
okay.
Fresno State guy.
Oh, Fresno State, okay.
I'm a Bulldog, man.
Sorry, don't hurt me.
It's all good. It's all good.
I just got that other
Fresno
guy.
State's doing real well.
Yeah,
now that that new coach is going to be, they're going to be doing fine.
Rob did okay there.
Oh yeah, Rob did fine, and
but would
still
you have
doing
gone
fine.
there? Would that have been a spot? You think?
Oh, I'd certainly, SC would be one that I'd look at if I was doing that.
When you look at young coaches coaching on the college level and on the professional level, I always think about you guys when I'm watching these games. I'm like, Coach Johnson could be coaching these guys. He probably is coaching these guys. When you watch them at home and you're in the privacy of your own home, when you're watching these games, what are you thinking about? How do you watch a football game when you're disassociated with it?
I really kick back and might have a few or whatever, but at the bottom line is I look for things, and if we see things, our whole staff does. You know, hey, did you see this? Man, that's pretty good. We could add this and get a little wrinkle here. And, or did you see that? How stupid that is when we do that. But, you know, it's just fun, and we like watching them, and as you probably do too.
Yeah.
And we know a lot of the players, and we meaning our whole staff, and Brett and Rob and whoever. But it's been a fun ride. There's no question. And I don't know if it's over someday. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Rob gets back into it, and I'm sort of the guy on the other side, and that'd be cool.
Yeah, flip-flop.
Yeah. Brett won't be doing that, I don't think, but Rob could.
Yeah. Your thoughts about what makes, in this day and age, and it's constantly shifting in the sport of football, what makes a great quarterback? Because you've quarterbacked some great kids, including your own. But in this day and age of football, what makes a great quarterback?
Boy, they've got to start early a lot of times. They really do. There's a lot of mechanics that are hard to break if they start late and don't have the right coaching.
Right.
You know, there's all different types, and you know, but accuracy's probably the biggest thing that you have to worry about to start with, or don't worry about it and you lose. But accuracy's a key thing, obviously. And there's a lot of guys in the pros that still can work on that.
Yeah.
You know, but you can't be a very good quarterback without that. You know, and you know, believe it or not, toughness might be right up there with it, because you're going to get humbled. You can be the player of the year one week, and it's everybody's looking at the quarterback, among others, but they certainly look at the quarterback, and there's a lot of heat on them all the time. So you got to have thick skin and be willing to take criticism, whether it's in the paper or from your same coach.
Right.
I think I wandered too far there and got off the subject, but I hope I didn't.
Your thoughts about how physical the game has become. I know that maybe even Rob is feeling it these days, you know, as he gets older. And it's a pretty physical game. Where is that going? In a sense, is it going to even get more physical? Is it going to require a different type of athlete at a younger age to get ready for that? Or your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. There's a lot of things going on to try to help that a little bit. It's always going to be a very physical game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to change the ball that much, or this that much, or the DN that's knocking your head off. I mean, that's going to happen. But they've done a lot of study, and they've come a long way. And I think they'll keep working on that, and it may get a little more safe, and that would be wonderful for everybody, not just the quarterback. I mean, these guys are getting carted off right and left, and they always have. But I'm all for those guys that know a hell of a lot more than the coaches, you know, and adding their bits. That's for sure. Because anything to make it safer would be great.
So when we watch a game now, and I hope this doesn't trickle down to the high school level, when we watch a college game, especially a professional game, we have the instant replay. And the dynamics of television has gotten so you know, incredibly advanced, where you can break it frame by frame in HD and big screen, and then zero in on. Is that good for the game, or is that bad for the game? Because you've been, you know, pretty tough on officials sometimes, but also you have a relationship with them too. Your thoughts about that, and do you think that will ever trickle down to the high school level?
I think that the referees are going to be doing the best job they can.
Right.
They really are. And you've seen me at games, and you go, wait a minute, now that's not the same guy talking. And it is. And I talk to him after games and before games and such. And there's good and there's bad. And you know, I shouldn't say the word bad, because they're working as hard as anybody else. But when you get to pro ball, like you're saying, those guys are pretty sharp. I mean, do they make mistakes? Yeah, last weekend there was a couple of them. They're going to make mistakes. They're human, and most of the time they've got somebody checking on them, and they call it back and check it out. And you've seen that.
Is that good?
I think it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as it's for both sides. It's got to be good. You want it get right.
Right.
You don't want it not right. So anything that makes it right. You know, I don't want to slow the game down or any of that, and it might slow it down a hair, but I mean that means a lot to these guys.
Yeah.
So I think anything they can do to get it right.
Yeah.
And I think they've done that. I think they're doing a great job.
I know that you have 2 new dogs because you showed me the scars on your arms. Retirement, what does that bring for you? I always see you as Coach Johnson forever. You'll always be a coach to hundreds and thousands of athletes that you've coached. You're still going to be a coach.
Yeah, I don't know what you're meaning by that, but you know, I know the dogs, and our dog passed, so we're dog people, and Debbie jumped on there and got 2 instead of 1, and they're a lot of fun, but at this stage they're not. But I don't know how we got on dogs, but we like them.
Will you travel though in your retirement?
You know, we've traveled a lot,
yeah.
But yeah, we'll travel. We really have traveled a lot, all in the off-season stuff, and with me teaching and stuff, a lot of it just in the period right after football, you know, before you start again. So we've been to Europe a few times and different places, but we travel a lot and like that a lot. I don't know what's going to happen with my retirement. Everybody's asking me that, and I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to sort of watch. I don't know.
Have you thought about the first time that you're going to come to a Mission Viejo football game and what that's going to be like?
Yeah, I have thought that.
First time ever that you're not going to be coaching.
Right.
Well, you did take a little break.
Yep, took a good long break that one time to watch both boys play, and I don't regret that.
But you weren't retired at that time. You just
No, I was just traveling and working here. And
will you watch it from the sidelines, or will you go in the stands?
No, the stands.
Okay.
I won't bother anybody down there.
Okay. Will Debbie go with you?
Oh, yeah, she'll be with me, or I won't go. She's the rock.
Yeah.
She's been the rock forever.
Yeah.
She's a stud.
When you look at the advice that you received as a young coach, could you share with us any of that advice, and have you passed that on to other coaches that have come through you? Because now that you're retiring, there's been a lot of coaches that are becoming head coaches somewhere else. Was there like a John Wooden moment where you got advice that you pass on?
Yeah, there's coaches that are, what would the word be, that want a little bit of advice or a little bit of this and that. At times I get a phone call, you know, and it's humbling to do that. And if I can help anybody in any way, I will. I don't care what opponent they are or anything else. Football's just a game, and I take it real serious, and you know that on the sidelines or anything else. I get that. But all in all, a bunch of great guys in this profession, and I really respect them all. And you know, the pro guys that come by here, the college guys that come by here, I'm trying to work their brain to this day.
What have they told you? Have they said, Bob, this is a good piece of advice for you? Does anything stand out?
No, they don't usually do that as much as we get talking, and sometimes we end up on the board.
Yeah.
You know, and
drawing plays or something.
Yeah. Hey, I saw you doing this. I'd be asking them, can you show me this or that? All of our guys pretty much do that. Meaning our guys, meaning assistant coaches, and we're always there to learn.
Yeah.
And if you can get those guys in here, you know, scouting out guys, and just grab them over in the corner for a while and go out and have a beer with them or something. Yeah. And that happens all the time with everybody. So we picked up a lot of stuff. You know, if you got to be free and you don't know it all. You know, I mean, my gosh, are you kidding me?
Right.
You
think you know it all sometimes,
no,
right?
No, there's not a chance.
Yeah. When you had a really special night here at Mission Viejo High School, when all the players came back, you announced your retirement.
It was crazy.
And there was a lot of players that came back.
Yeah.
Mark was here, Sanchez, and you know, countless players. What did that mean to you?
And a ton of players that same night were calling, and you know, had a game the next day, and had, you know, it was just very humbling. I didn't want anything like that, and everybody knew that, so they keep it away from me.
Yeah.
They kept it away from me, excuse me. And
and
I knew it the last day, you know, and it was, I just had not a bad feeling, but I didn't want it still, you know, when I was going down there even. And it turned out, because of the players that were there and what they meant to me, it was just beautiful.
Yeah, it was a special night.
Yeah.
And when you look back and all the memories, I asked you, you know, in a couple of days, or, you know, not maybe a little bit more than that, all these pictures are going to be gone.
Yeah, they're going to be gone.
This is going to be someone else's office. This is going to be football as it goes on. what?
I got 3 more days.
Yeah.
4, I think.
When you look at the memories, what pops out? Like the top 3? Is there a top 3? There's so many.
Yeah, all the way through from the very beginning and stuff. There, The Rock, Debbie.
Yeah.
That's it.
She's not a bad gal.
She's the best. And the rest of the guys, as far as guys and stuff, it's all of them on that board. It really is.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to go watch the guys that you've passed on to the NFL? Did you get a chance to see Mark play on a Sunday and the other? I say Mark because he's one of the most recent, most prominent.
Absolutely.
Great kid, great young man.
Yeah. For most of them that are there, I've traveled and gotten chances.
Yeah.
Made it. We'd be done playing, or they'd be in the playoffs, and Mark was one. All of them. Rob, Mark.
Did you get to watch every start that Rob played in the NFL?
Not live a lot of times, but yeah, we were at 99.9% of every one of them.
Did you ever like look at Debbie and say, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh, all the
My
time.
son's in the NFL.
No, all the time. She'd do the same to me.
Yeah.
We're just going, "Are you kidding me?" And good and bad.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say, it's all good.
Right.
Man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
People that talk about guys, not Rob, just anybody else that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, try it, dude.
Right. Go try to.
Yeah, go right ahead. Try that.
Yeah. Look at all the little boys that want to be that guy.
So we had good seats. We made sure we did.
Yeah.
Rob did, and away from people. Take the good with the bad. There's
How did you like Buffalo?
Buffalo's fine.
Yeah.
Great
sports town.
Yeah, it sure is. And Debbie had a lot of feelings back there because she's been there quite a bit, relatives and such.
So Debbie is a great athlete. You're a great athlete. When you look at an athlete and you meet the parents, do you see right away where that comes from? Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it's sure. It really helps. Genes are pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't follow that all. I'm not smart enough, but it's sort of a standing smile joke among coaches. It's really true.
Right.
You're looking at. I wonder they could run an NFL thing or college thing or high school thing, and you'd be surprised how it just is a big link.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes.
It's pretty nice.
When you talk, in regards to that, Bob, you said halftime speeches, you said pregame speeches hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And I know every now and then you have to repeat yourself. How hard is it to get into the mental side of these young men? Because their brains are developing and they're not 25 years old yet. How hard is it to continue to click with them? Yeah,
it's almost like that's a good question. And you almost have to prepare, and it's not always the same thing.
Right.
It's a different style, it's a different kid, it's a different team. And it's a different game, it's a different year. It's always that.
Yep.
And I do a lot of those talks.
Yep.
But I've got some guys that I've had on our team that do tremendous at it as well, and I think that has grown into a good thing as well. We've got 2 or 3 just on this particular unit here that,
right.
and one in particular that he knows. He almost knows when I'm walking up to him, and I don't even prepare him. I just say, "Listen, you've got this one." And
can you share with us who that is?
In this particular room, this particular school, Marquez.
Okay.
Was my go-to guy for that.
Yeah.
But I had others.
Right.
But he was my best
Yeah.
at doing that, and he gladly did it and loved it, and he was good at it. He's very, very motivating. Because it can't always be the same guy. It can't be me all the time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So I really, we moved it around. Some of them sometimes would come up and say, "Bob, they've never done it. Can I do this?"
Yeah.
And sure, go ahead. And then sometimes, that might happen. I don't know.
They get their chance, they got to shine.
Yeah.
Because they'll either register with the kids or they won't.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, there's been coaches that have come and gone. Many coaches have come and gone since you started coaching. How are you still able to do it and connect with the kids when other coaches fail to do that? Because maybe they're too aggressive or they haven't adapted. You hear that word adapted. Have you adapted, or have they adapted to you continuously throughout all these years of coaching?
I don't know. I know that I'm really happy with however it turned out, whether it was, being hard on them sometimes, and I find them before they leave. I try to find anybody that I've been on hard,
okay,
and put my arm around them, no matter what it was.
right.
And I've maybe missed a couple of those over the years, but I think if you're yourself and they buy into it, and through thick and thin and problems that happen, and if you get to know the kids really well, starters and non-starters, I think those other guys are real important. So there's a lot of things we do, and I've got a checklist of things in some little spots here that remind me of, hey, stupid, this is what you need to do right now.
Right.
Yeah, over the years, I've sort of created a little bunch of them that I go, yeah, geez. So I've got a lot of little hidden secrets that it's not me. It's guys that have taught me, guys that I've played for.
Right.
Coach. And all the clinics that you go to, you pick up something somewhere. Yeah. And I used to go to a lot of them. That's tailed off.
Yeah.
Leave it to the young guys now, but there's nothing changed with the motivation,
right,
and talks and things that you do for kids. You got to have fun.
Yeah.
You have to have fun with kids, and a lot of people don't. Take it too serious. You got to have fun.
Yeah.
I know our kids love our Wednesdays and Thursdays when we do some wild stuff with them.
Right.
Egg toss, this, that, you name it. We do it competition-wise.
You ever jump in the pool?
Oh, everything. Yeah. Pools are awesome.
Yeah. When we talk about quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
To be a great quarterback and to be a great quarterback's coach, you got to know what's going on the other side of the ball. So what makes a great cornerback or safety or free safety or in the defense, linebacker, on that side of the ball, what makes that
They've got to
special?
study just as hard, man.
Okay.
I mean, they're studying, and they're looking for little things all the time that give away. And you've got to do the same studying with your guys, because if that guy's studying that hard, and I just take for granted that they all study harder than us or something.
Right.
And you just look for everything. I mean, when he's going to run the up, then he's going to be showing this, or his feet are this far apart. And you just got to study that whole thing.
Okay.
And pro-wise and stuff, right on down. And I'm not a pro, never have been.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. And high school's the same way. It trickles down. High school kids that are coached well can learn a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you some funny questions if it's okay.
Good.
All right, and just say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
What's your favorite number?
11.
11. I knew that. What about color?
You said first, fast. Color. I'm not a color guy, but I don't know why color. You ask color because of uniforms and stuff.
Yeah.
We got so many colors. Yeah. I'll just say red.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What's your favorite NFL football team?
I don't have one.
Okay.
I do not have one. I love watching all those guys. I really don't.
Okay.
I mean, I had them when Rob was playing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What about the coach that you most look up to on any level?
Wow. The present coach that I have that I lean on a lot was a guy I had at El Toro, Brett.
Okay.
Peyton.
Okay.
In this particular situation.
Yeah.
Leaned on Rob, leaned on Brett when they were here, because
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get the straight scoop.
Yeah.
All the way through. Our coaches are terrific. They're
So it's not any one
No.
particular. Yeah, that's a hard one. What about what's your favorite sport outside football?
Oh man, boy, yeah. Favorite sport outside of football. That's really quick.
Are you trying to be politically correct here?
No. I don't watch that many other sports at all.
Yeah.
But I love sports. I love them.
Yeah.
I love the competition and all they're doing, and I will. But football is really the one I
Okay.
watch.
If you were an athlete still in this day, what sport would you play?
Football.
Okay. Baseball, basketball?
Love baseball.
I'm going to say baseball. I could see you baseball. Yeah.
Played a ton of baseball.
Yeah. And then, when you look at, everything that you've done, I asked you when I walked in, how many CIF championships have you had, Bob? I don't know. You don't know. I really don't think you know.
No, I do not.
You know.
I shoot straight.
But you know about great athletes, you know about teaching and all of that. What wisdom will you leave the current coach here in the sense of, you know, will you have a conversation with him, and have you had a conversation on, look, this is what you can do, or do you not do that?
I don't.
Okay.
I would if he asked.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Okay.
And have not.
Yeah.
But this is the first thing for me. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, meaning.
Yeah, retiring.
I haven't retired, so maybe I'm supposed to do that. But if he wants anything advice-wise or question-wise, he can come to me. You know, I mean, I'm not big time in that at all. And I don't know.
No, I think you're being respectful.
Yeah, I just, I don't think he'll ask me anything.
Yeah. When you finally wrap it up and leave high school coaching and go on to do, you know,
something,
whatever you do, would you ever consider writing a book about your career and your wisdom that could maybe be a legacy in its own right? I know that sounds kind of funny, but there's so many stories that you have to tell, and there's so many experiences that are up there in your brain. Would you ever consider that?
No.
No, okay. That's a quick no.
Yeah, that's a quick no. I mean, it never would hit me to do something like that. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm just a football guy.
I think you're pretty smart.
But
I got to tell you that, you know, one of the times when I met you, it was not only on the football field, but it was at Casa del Sol Golf Course. And you were playing golf with Brett, and I'm sure Rob was kicking it around there somewhere. Sure. And it's funny to see, you know, your boys that were ball boys that were at El Toro and then, of course, at Mission, and they came up through the ranks. And then your grandson, Brock, he's at UC Davis. And all the athletes that you've covered in all these great pictures.
How much fun.
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure covering you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything you did for us. I really do.
I wish I could have done more. And, you know, your memories will live for a lifetime and many years after that. So, Coach Johnson, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.